Her friends mocked her for dating a poor motorcycle rider, unaware he is a secret billionaire. The laughter hit her like a slap across the face, right there in the middle of the crowded cafe, and Adiz felt her cheeks burn as every eye at the table turned to stare at her like she had just confessed to a crime. She had only said his name. That was all. She had only said that she was seeing someone new, a man named Chidi. And the moment she mentioned that he rode a motorcycle for a living, the table erupted into cruel giggles that cut deeper than she wanted anyone to know. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in love that survives judgment, take a moment to like this video, drop a comment below, share it with someone who needs a little hope today, and subscribe to Whispering Tale Stories so you never miss a story like this one. Now let's return to Adiz. The sun was high over Lagos that afternoon, throwing golden light across the busy street outside the cafe. But inside, Adiz felt like she was standing in a storm. Her friend Ronki leaned back in her chair, sunglasses pushed up into her braided hair, and said with a smirk that Adiz must be joking, that a woman like her, educated, beautiful, with a good job at a marketing firm, could not possibly be serious about a man who spent his days ferrying strangers through traffic for a few hundred naira at a time. Another friend, Chiamaka, added that people would talk, that Adiz's family had worked too hard for her to end up with someone who could barely afford a decent meal, let alone a future. The words stung, not because Adiz believed them, but because a small, frightened part of her worried they might be right. She had met Chidi 3 months earlier, on a rainy evening when her car had broken down along a quiet road on the outskirts of Lekki. She remembered standing there in the drizzle, her heels sinking into the mud, tears of frustration mixing with the rain, when a motorcycle had slowed beside her. The rider had lifted his visor, revealing a face that was calm and kind, and he had offered to take her to safety without asking for anything in return. She had hesitated, the way any woman would hesitate to climb onto a stranger's bike in the dark. But something about his eyes, steady and warm, had made her trust him. That night he had waited with her until a mechanic arrived, refusing every naira she tried to press into his hand, and by the time he rode away, she had already found herself hoping to see him again. In the weeks that followed, their paths kept crossing, at the market near her office, along the same stretch of road where they had first met, until one afternoon he asked if she would like to share a plate of suya with him under the shade of an old flame tree. She had said yes before she even realized what she was agreeing to, and from that day on, something quiet and steady had grown between them. Chidi never spoke much about his past, and Adiz never pushed content, instead, with the way he listened when she talked, the way he remembered small details about her day, the way his presence made her feel safe in a city that could often feel merciless. But her friends did not see any of that. They saw only the faded jacket he wore, the old motorcycle he rode, the modest room he lived in above a small shop in Ajagunle. To them, he was a symbol of everything Adiz should be running from, not toward. Her mother, when she found out, had wept, asking her daughter what she had done to deserve such disappointment, while her father simply refused to speak of it at all, as though silence could erase the truth. Adiz bore all of it quietly, telling herself that love was worth more than approval, but even the strongest heart grows tired of carrying judgment alone. One afternoon under the bright Lagos sun, Adiz sat with Chidi on a wooden bench near the lagoon, watching fishermen pull in their nets in the distance. She confessed to him, voice trembling, that she was exhausted, that she loved him but did not know how much longer she could withstand the whispers and the disapproving stares. Chidi listened without interrupting, his jaw tightening slightly. Though his eyes remained gentle, he told her that he understood, that he had seen this kind of pain before, and that no one should have to fight so hard just to love someone. There was something in the way he said it, a weight beneath his calm words, that made her wonder for the first time if there was more to him than the simple life he presented to the world. She did not have to wonder for long. A week later, Chidi asked her to meet him not at their usual spot, but at an address in Victoria Island, a part of the city she rarely visited except for work events. When she arrived, dressed simply, unsure of what to expect, she found herself standing before a towering glass building with his name etched quietly into a brass plaque. Near the entrance, Adenuga Group, founder and chairman, Chidi Adenuga. Her breath caught in her throat as security guards greeted him with deep respect. As employees stopped to shake his hand, as it became clear that the modest motorcycle rider she had defended to her friends was, in truth, one of the wealthiest men in the country, hiding behind a life of simplicity for reasons she had yet to understand. Chidi explained everything that day, his voice steady, but his eyes searching hers for any sign of betrayal or anger. He told her about his childhood in poverty, about the years he had spent building his empire from nothing, and about the loneliness that came with wealth. How people had once loved him only for his money, how trust had become a currency more precious to him than any bank account. He had chosen to live quietly, riding his motorcycle through the city, working small jobs, precisely so that he could find someone who loved him for his heart, and not his fortune. When he met Adaze that rainy night and saw how she treated him with kindness, even when she believed he had nothing to offer, he knew he had found something rare, something he refused to risk losing to the noise of his empire. Tears filled Adaze's eyes as she listened, not because of the wealth now revealed before her, but because she finally understood the depth of the man she had chosen to love, a man who had tested the world with humility and found in her the honesty he had always longed for. She realized that every mocking word from her friends, every disapproving glance from strangers, had never diminished what she felt, because her love for Chidi had never been about what he could give her, but about who he was when he thought no one of consequence was watching. Word spread quickly after that day, as it always does in a city like Lagos, and the same friends who had once laughed at her now sat stunned, their apologies feeling hollow against the truth Adaze already knew in her heart. Ronki tried to explain that she had only been looking out for her, that she never imagined Chidi was hiding such a life. But Adaze simply smiled, gently reminding her that true friendship should never require a man's bank balance to offer respect. Her parents, upon learning the truth, wept again, this time from relief and pride, embracing Chidi with the same warmth they might have shown him regardless of his fortune, had they only trusted their daughter's judgment from the beginning. If this story has touched your heart even a little, if it reminded you that love and kindness matter more than appearances, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to Whispering Tales. Stories for more journeys like Adaze and Chidi's. Before the story ends, if you felt something while watching this, type the word kindness in the comments below, so we know this story reached your heart. In the months that followed, Chidi did not abandon the life he had built quietly on his motorcycle. He kept the old bike parked near the entrance of his company, a reminder of where his heart truly belonged, and he and Adaze often rode through the city together on quiet evenings, laughing at the memory of how it all began. Their story became a gentle lesson whispered among those who heard it, that true worth is rarely found in what a person owns, but in the quiet kindness they choose to offer when they believe no reward awaits them. And in a city as loud and demanding as Lagos, that simple truth remained the most valuable thing of all.